Hey guys, Paul here with GOHUNT again, and today we want to talk about Stone Glacier's new lineup of gloves. We're really excited about the new lineup of gloves. We think it fits in really well with how everything goes with the rest of their system, but also just having a really great pair of gloves is essential to each season that we hunt in. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with the Chinook Merino glove. Some of you might think it makes a great liner, and it really does. The Chinook Merino glove is made with Stone Glacier's Merino 6 blend, which is their 89% merino wool, 11% nylon. This glove is really nice because it kind of has some silicone dots on the palms for if you're using trekking poles, if you're grabbing the riser of your bow in those early season hunts, or maybe we're out at the range right now and it's kind of just a little cold to grab the stock of our gun or anything while we're sighting everything in. These gloves are great for that. They fit really nice to the hand. I'll show you guys. Really comfortable to the hand. The stitching on the fingertips doesn't really make it uncomfortable, and these little E-tips or these contact tips are incredibly comfortable when opening our phones and then selecting apps. I tried this myself, opening up my phone and selecting a couple apps. This makes it really nice, and I feel really confident knowing I can take my glove off if I have an outer glove, use this guy as a liner in those cold seasons, and still follow my maps or my trails with whatever I'm doing. So the Chinook Merino glove is really nice. Again, merino wool, 89% 11 nylon with some silicone grips across the palm with those E-tip fingers make it comfortable. Moving on over to this glove here. This is kind of Stone Glacier's like soft shell glove. It's called the Grople. I believe Grople means like sleet or snow pellets. So you can kind of think those maybe September, October hunts where we're starting to get some weather change and everything else, and we really need a nice fleece lined soft shell glove. This glove is water resistant and wind resistant. So if it comes to those chilly days or maybe we have a slight sleet or something, this is going to keep our hands nice and dry until we can get our tarps up, our tents established, or just find some cover. But overall, it's also nice for cold hike-ins. This glove also possesses that E-tip fingertip. But one really nice thing, and we kind of talked about this in the last video, is the consideration for overall use and effectiveness of the product. And what it is they didn't give you these big stitches across the fingertip. They actually lapped the material over the fingertip, which kind of makes the dexterity a lot nicer, and you can kind of feel things better. So when it comes to using this for your phone, also really effective. I wanted to know, because some gloves they say, oh, it's E-tip and you can play with your phone, and I'm sitting there just pecking at this thing like a bird and it's not doing anything. These gloves here actually will allow you to slide your screen up, tap on an app and move things around. You can even, like, if you need to zoom in and zoom out, these are great for that. One other thing I'll kind of add in that I personally like when it comes to gloves, you know, if you happen to have like a thumb loop on a long sleeve or something like that, these longer cuffs or gauntlets on these gloves are really nice. Like if it needs to go past a watch because that wind is cold, I mean, look how high up that really goes. This is nice if you have a long sleeve that comes down to the hand, or if you have a thumb loop over your hand and you want to bring the glove over it. This is kind of a really nice feature. It's small things like that really can make the difference in overall productivity and just performance of a glove or any apparel. So I'm just going to throw on this glove here, and you can kind of see how comfortable that fits and feels. I don't have a lot of slop on my fingertips here, don't have a lot of slop across the palm. Also with those silicone grips here, if you have a late archery hunt, you're getting ready for your rifle hunt, whatever it is, these are really nice when hiking up in snow and cold weather. Again, a long gauntlet, really soft, flexible material. So Grople glove, really great for those late to mid-season hunts, and you can still use it with your phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these guys off, and we'll move on over to the Altimeter glove and the Altimeter mitten. So this is gonna be Stone Glacier's Altimeter glove and their Altimeter mitt. Really cool designs. What they really have is a Primaloft synthetic liner here on the inside, and then they have their proprietary Hydra Shield outer shell, which is their waterproof, windproof shell that you can throw on over that, which allows maybe those clammy, sweaty hands to breathe a little bit more, allowing those sweat vapors to evaporate through the material, because again, synthetic is an active insulation, and this material is going to allow that to kind of evaporate through that material and stopping water molecules from going in, so we won't really have any of that permeation. What's really nice is on these gloves here, we have a Melco tape, so it's kind of like a seam seal tape. So if you think of seam seal or like Gear Aid and all that stuff that you put on rips and tears and everything and how well that holds up, they put this on those high use areas of the glove, knowing that we might be pushing ourselves up off of rocks, maybe getting ourselves through trees and pines and everything, or even reaching down to grab those antlers and everything else. These are going to be really great and comfortable The nice thing also being the dexterity in a glove like this. You might be thinking, insulated gloves are the worst. You can't move your hands, you know, so much here and so much there. I think insulated gloves are fantastic, and they've really also made a nice glove with these pull loops. So we can put these on. And by the way, we did this yesterday goofing around. That liner, the merino liner in the Grople glove in this will actually all fit together really nicely. So they create this like a little Russian nesting glove, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of, if you're going with several of these gloves, you can really use these as much as you want to. If you're going to be too warm in this, just throw the liner in there and you're good to go. Again, long gauntlet, pretty nice. And then you also have these adjustable cuffs around the arm. So if we're getting into snow, if it's going to be deep snow for those late hunts and everything else, that's really nice to keep that stuff out of our sleeves. And then overall dexterity is really nice if we need to do anything, if we're holding our bow back and everything else. These are really comfortable gloves. Conversations between glove and mitt is kind of subjective. It can really be up to the person. I personally like a glove. I like the dexterity, knowing I can feel my fingers moving around. What's really nice about a mitt is it keeps your fingers together. It keeps that close, tight, comfortable sleeping bag feel, so our hands might stay a little bit warmer in a mitt. But I'll show you guys these as well. Also have that Melco tape in those high stress areas along the fingertips if we need to use that, here in the palm and along the thumb in those kind of high stress areas. So take these guys out as well. So really nice mitt. On the inside, they don't have any, like, other than the thumb, they won't have any holes for your fingers. It's just going to slide right in like a sleeping bag. And that's just going to be really comfortable as well if we need to grip anything else. I just want to address one thing. There was a comment on our last Stone Glacier video about synthetics, about like going through lower desert areas and things like that with all the acacia and thorns and pricklies and everything else. Synthetic is really nice as an alternative to down, because even if you kind of get like a prick in material or anything like that, you're not going to have a space for that synthetic to really go unless you really get into that material and grab some of that Primaloft to pull it out. But it's not going to continue to bellow out a lot like down will. Down has a tendency to kind of, those quills will work its way through things, and you might see one and they're like gremlins, man. You just pull one out and then more are just going to keep popping off. So synthetic is kind of a nice alternative to down because it's a little more abrasion resistant depending on the material. You know, in a case like this, these gloves I think are like under a pound and everything. They're making something lightweight. The compromise to that is going to be lighter weight material. We're not going to have, I want durable, I want this, and I want lightweight. We're going to have to compromise. So durability is only going to be what we put it through. The nylon on the outside will work, but just know everything is susceptible to high abuse, nasty, scratchy, prickly, you know, acacia and maybe like the New Mexicos, the Arizonas and Nevadas. But synthetic usually runs a little bit better. It will stay within the material better than down will. So I hope that answers your question. But if you have any more, you guys, please drop them in the comments below. We will do our best to answer those all. I do read them and I do see them. And I look forward to kind of answering those for you guys because I don't want you to be uninformed about what we're talking about today. So this is going to kind of round out the new Stone Glacier gloves that we've gotten for this year. We're very excited about it. We think they could fit a lot of your systems really, really well. But again, if you guys have questions, drop those in the comments below. We'd appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and a follow along. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you later.